coordination and strategies and so on. Honestly, for me, I've been happy with how Liquid have been playing. Obviously, they have that small handicap, but they've been really carrying it very well. But as they said on the desk, we're going back into Mirage, and it's AVANGAR just coming off a win here, so they're going to be confident. But then also, Liquid have been watching them. So who the hell knows, James? This is going to be really interesting. And we're off. Liquid on the CT side, AVANGAR on the T side. It looks like they want some love in the B apartments.
Love in the B apartment.
Don't question it, James.
Round one, courtesy of DDK. AVANGAR with 4 people over towards B, make a 5. James on the way as well. I can't expect James to have the same performance he had in the previous map, so let's see who can fill the gap there for AVANGAR. Looking to fill the gaps in Liquid's heads maybe with lead. They've done it to some degree, but Twist will fill some himself. 3 versus 2 retake for Team Liquid, all coming in from the market position. Not much on the shelves apart from the odd spray, some washing up liquid maybe. JDM taking one in the face as he makes his way in, but Twist will return the favour and a little bit more. Buster now 7 HP, just 1 bullet required by Twist, just one bullet, but he's probably looking for the headshot. Doesn't know how close he is. There's Buster, there's Twist, the crouch will help him. And there is the pistol round for Liquid on the CT side. Much needed start for them.
But at the very least, AVANGAR did secure the bomb plant, and when you do that on the T side, you have a wealth of options from a pressure perspective. And in fact, you can even go for the surprise buy. Buster could, he's got $3,500, so he could drop an AK if they want to do something funky. There is options. Obviously, it's early days, so most teams do err on the side of caution. If you don't have something prepared, then it's definitely not worth going for. But if you have something prepared, it can be quite interesting. But AVANGAR going with the classic save, a few PT-50s, nothing else, and so their objective is damage, then we'll get the AK straight away. So despite losing that round, they're definitely not out of the flow of this one, and they're going to actually be making their way in for the initial engagements towards B here with the bomb, and also with a deagle towards the pit position on A. Definitely prospects, I think, for them to get some damage.
Liquid sitting next to us. Good communication from the side, just letting them know that mid is open, so be aware of the implications. Don't need further explanation on a good team. And communication continues. AVANGAR slowly moving towards the A site. James in the underpass. Lots of time on the clock. Can that deagle get going? Just the one onto Keycut. Spotting a play towards CT, Liquid playing max range, and now AVANGAR have shown some presence towards A. They will use that time on the clock.
Yeah, and again, this is sort of, again, Liquid's discipline, not really offering themselves up in the positions that AVANGAR could expect to maybe see an overextension, which to some teams is not even an overextension. It's just like, we got good guns, we're going to face you and kill you. But in this situation, Liquid are like, well, you guys have to plant the bomb. We're going to hold really tight angles, hold the crossfires, we're going to force you guys to come onto the site. Then we're going to just absolutely destroy you, and that's the game plan here. And here it comes. Let's see how successful they are. Zeus, first point of contact, 2 for him. That's not a bad start for the Liquid lads. As Legion is able to basically clean house. Nice ball spray there from the M4 of Legion. That will be it. 2 kills though, Nitro and Zeus going down, and I would say that that's a pretty good result. An instant AWP bought by Buster, straight thrown to James, and we know how he loves to go for those fast B apartments picks, but we also know that Liquid were watching their game on Mirage just previously, so perhaps they should expect the James AWPing shenanigans.
Yeah, JDM is a fan of such plays as well. But James will choose his, he'll take his spawn towards top mid instead. His teammate will be the bait for him, then he spots the player, but doesn't make a connection. JDM seems to want to go back to the well. Only got a scout to answer this AWP. Less than ideal. Liquid communicating what is vulnerable. Connector is. Lots of talk from Zeus about Connector. I think it's Zeus anyway. And Nitro's just shoulder peeking from a short position, keeping an eye on things. He's the closest man. JDM holding an angle on short at the moment. Twist gets taken down. Great aim by Buster. Flashbang comes in. He hears it from the CTs, and then there's a wipeout towards the A site, and now they are streaming in. JDM's in trouble. He's blind. He's stuck. He can't really go anywhere. That's a great shot of the scout, though. Gets a lot more than you could expect out of that one.
Yeah, still Norfolk with the Demasic able to finish things off with the help of Keycut, and that's going to go a long way for AVANGAR. That's a really nice cleanup in that round. Putting Liquid in a bit of a predicament. Their money completely ruined. So AVANGAR prevent, again, that economy build-up, the way that CTs can tend to snowball their economy on this map, and that never bodes well for the T side. But AVANGAR, they've got all the freedom of the map now to do whatever the hell they want. Liquid don't have anything. They're going for the fullest of saves. I mean, there's a flashbang on Nitro. Going to be curious to see how he uses that one. A P250 and a Deagle, that's basically it. So Buster very confident. I mean, we could have expected a stack in this position, but just facing sort of by himself there with the AK into the bomb site. Unafraid. And he will get a kill as a reward. No MAC-10 here for AVANGAR. So it will be a slow round. You don't have that sort of expendable player to sort of check those dangerous corners. You'll have to instead rely on utility to help you to do that. And also good spacing from your teammates so that you can trade effectively. And be apartments it is for AVANGAR once again.
JDM picked off around a connector position. Slowly the numbers will thin out.
Oh my god. Let's just pretend we didn't see that. That's not something that happened. This is very awkward. That was... Okay, also, we didn't see that, James. That also did not happen. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Nitro with 30 HP and the Deagle. Doesn't have a lot to do. Bomb's getting planted. Meanwhile, Nitro is just trying to position himself as best he can with what he has afforded to him, and sometimes that means hiding underneath a plant pot. Not something I've ever tried to do myself. I think my head is too big really to hide behind a plant pot.
We have smashed plant pots, but hide behind them we have not. It's less exciting, I suppose. And I think I wonder if it is just the tension, the pressure, the long day, you know, the exhaustion setting in, that sort of, you know, where we have a scene where we see a 30 bullet spray just completely whiffed, and then everyone's standing in B-apps and them just throwing an HE on each other. So I think I'm going to put that onto all of the things I just said, exhaustion and pressure and so on. But hopefully AVANGAR sort of straighten themselves out for the more important rounds, as now, once again, Liquid looking to battle with rifles, actual weapons. Must feel nice. AWP onto JDM as well, although he cannot afford Kevlar, so he is somewhat naked.
See what he chooses to do. Must avoid the grenades towards mid. In fact, mid will be abandoned. There's a fast play in Palace from Twist and ELEAGUE. In the meantime, JDM's making his way towards the bomb site. Aggression from the CT side. Dima spots the fight, but he's not willing to take it. Not just yet. And the push continues from the CTs. Nitro holding the ramp position around the smoke in the meantime. And Buster's made his way towards the connector area. So AVANGAR will have a read that with the push from Liquid, there must be a hole in the defenses somewhere. Minute 24. And he's walking through the smoke, taking gamble. ELEAGUE is waiting for him and punishing him. Rest of AVANGAR rotating towards A, but the CTs are still in position.
This off angle though, do you actually have a check for this? Surely not. Twist has really outplayed them here. Very nice first kill. Takes a lot of bullets. Can't quite get the second, but does enormous damage. They have to run through the flames as Krisen pushes forwards, and they are playing this one smart. They have no one to check for Nitro. He bides his time, waits for the second player, but they are far away, separated by the incendiary thrown by the Liquid defenders, and all of a sudden AVANGAR, it's just desperation plays at this point. How do you open this one up? You just have to try and face and hope that you get a frag, and Liquid are going to be very happy with this result.
30 seconds remain. Maybe James can get something out of this, or maybe they're just picking a place to hide. Again, you'll commonly in professional matches see a sniper peeking early. Kikurt's position suggests hiding, but scoped early in Palace is a common thing you'll see professional players do. They'll walk through to this corner, scoped in already, because if you walk there and then scope in, if somebody's playing Shadow, for example, then they'll hear you, and they can say there's an AWP in Palace, and then you're not going to get any kills. But if you scope in from the entrance to Palace and position yourself unannounced, then maybe you do get that kill. It will often be the difference maker, something to think about if you are a sniper who likes to lurk in the palace position. So the save is there for AVANGAR, and they will buy around it. 1 round behind Liquid. Liquid's money still not fantastic at the moment. Opportunity knocks for AVANGAR on their T side.
It certainly does. It's a very nice position to find yourselves in. Oh, big mid push coming in from the Liquid boys as they look to try and find something. Good defensive play from Buster because he's trying to play the angles very effectively there. They've anticipated the mid play and they've set up to deal with it. Although he'll take a bit of nade damage, a bit of chip damage, he'll be otherwise completely healthy and fine and good to go as the rest of his teammates now start to reinforce their position so they can try to take top mid at a later timing now that the push has maybe gone away in middle. And mostly it has, but JDM, he's still lurking there in connector. Nice angle from him, and he'll open up the first blood of this round. AVANGAR still working pressure, presence, threat levels are high towards the B apartments, but Buster still lurks in mid as well.
Buster has people waiting for him, but as you can see, JDM's got multiple targets. Now he's unscoped. I think he was uncomfortable with that situation, and it's not a nice one. If you have to, it's quite awkward, those angles. If somebody creeps in from short or creeps in from lower, so he'd rather quick scope. But his opportunity to be taken away. Buster creeping through the smoke. How does Kika get that kill? Maybe if it was anybody else but Zeus. 3 versus 2 now. Both T's on the site. The rotation's in. ELEAGUE on his own, holding an angle in the market door for the time being. While JDM and Nitro slowly creep in as well.
This is pretty massive. The fact that Kiko's on 1 HP and now it's a 2-on-2. JDM was on 8, so the situation from that perspective is evened up, but it's not even as far as position is concerned. Team Liquid are sorely positioned. They need to get out of these choke points. There's the flash to do so. Straight onto the site. The quick shot is missed. Now Nitro is the last man standing. Oh, he aims too high. Anything, just anything at all would have killed Kika, but instead it is a round for AVANGAR, won by the slimmest of margins. And again, what an important round it was to start building their economy, building them up. And Liquid, I mean, they are in a pretty awful position now as far as the buy is concerned.
But they are going to buy, and I think there's going to be a focus on the A site from what I heard. Let's see what they choose to do. Okay, I think it was just one person focusing on A. So JDM and Twist in A. JDM will be in the shadow position with the P250 and Twist with the CZ. No, they're continuing. In the meantime, AVANGAR taking early possession. Look at that smoke on the balcony from the T's. Very rarely from a T side you see a smoke like that. I do wonder if it's particularly for an anti-force buy round or if it's something they want to do in general. We have seen it in previous rounds, maybe not that fast, but it is a problem for the CTs because they can't really tell what creeps behind it. Though sometimes 2 smokes are required, so you obscure the windows as well. So presence towards B shown from AVANGAR, and then they move elsewhere.
JDM, the only man nearby to this push to really do much damage. He has a P250. Not the best scenario in the world, but maybe good for one. And that could set his teammates up. He has one more in the sights. Twist there with the CZ, and he's rather imperious with it. That's a beautiful double. How on earth did JDM score that one? Eventually the trade does come in, and Twist is there on the bomb site. Again, his CZ shenanigans are absolutely legendary. Multiple 4Ks with one clip I've seen out of that man. 2 players left here for AVANGAR. This has gone, just capsized. They are drowning at the moment, looking for the lifeboats, looking for anything. The rescue party is not going to be there in time. There will be no rescue party. They'll be swallowed up by Team Liquid on that offense. And 4 players to survive. They pick up so many guns, James. That is a disaster.
That's a great round for Liquid. Much more than they could ask for. You see the focus there. It's quite interesting. It reminds me of when you see fighting game players, you always see some interesting expressions in the middle of a match from people while they're got their hands on the joysticks. Round lead for Team Liquid. You find joysticks an amusing word, Dan? Seriously.
I've been awake for a very long time, James.
4-3 in favour of Liquid, and there is James. Got to be really careful. That is a wall-bangable position as well. We've got double grenades. Again, that's them watching the previous match. They know he's going to be up to some dirty tricks, and they give him some presence. Could have killed him, but it didn't. ELEAGUE, in fact, will be the first one to drop in this game round.
This is kind of crazy. I'm starting to believe in Yanko's prediction. I feel like a lot of these rounds, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking Liquid should win this round, but then they don't. And my goodness, AVANGAR, as you say, getting a bit red there, but still finding some value. Are they going to be able to just flip the tables here on Liquid? And that's the question. It's going to be harder considering that they are in the attacking position. Zeus with the jump peaks here to try to get the early spot. There it is. Now that's the call for his teammates, but they are far, far, far away in a distant galaxy, perhaps. As the first frag comes in, Zeus goes down instantly. Nitro tries to hold on, but he's smoked off and away. Now there's only one choke point. It is the window. That's not ideal. And now JDM's been nailed to the back of the shop. Also not ideal for Liquid. They need to start thinking about saving, perhaps, as this. How can you get into that bomb site? You just simply cannot. Nitro, recognizing this, will indeed grab the orb and run.
That is an issue for Team Liquid. That was almost a painkiller-esque steak kill.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about.
Right. For those of you aged viewers, Nitro and Twist desperately trying to hold on to what they can. Seen some fun stuff from Nitro before with AWP. I don't know if he would just pop on James' radar there, but it seems there won't be any further engagement for the time being. Let's have a look and see how Buster got this kill then. Oh, ELEAGUE, he jump peaks and he got all the information he wanted and a lot more. It's
great to see how ready they were for that. If it was for that peak though, that is pretty amazing. Buster just. And then that's the thing, that's why it's so important to always sort of be visualizing, and this is a known thing that athletes do to increase their reaction time, and I'm absolutely convinced that he must have been there. But in goes Demasic, fast timing towards A pit here, might be aiming for a potential contact play. We'll have to see what AVANGAR are looking to set up. They do have a player in mid, and it is important to try to keep someone in mid if you're doing an A play, just for potential splits. Delay rotation from middle as well, create additional threat and presence. But yes, just a straight up play into the A site here, James, before any kinds of picks.
Yes, but they are still contained at the choke points for the time being. However, those are many guns trained on all the usual CT positions. They'll start to eliminate them. I don't think that smoke was in the right position. Moving away from the A site now. They've already ventured in there, but the B bomb site's been completely abandoned, and Buster has opened many doors, many paths. We may see a second player lurk top mid now as Buster makes his way into the B bomb site, quickly finding that it is empty. There's nobody there. No coin rattling in the jar. Absence in its entirety.
Was this kind of like a four-man fake? This is absolutely unreal. ELEAGUE on the flank, but will they be checking for this? They may not. I mean, his timing is very quick. James, though, looking for it, and it's a headshot, of course. ELEAGUE. Head sent rolling. The guillotine is out there, and once again, it's just safe territory. But
I'm starting to wish that I wasn't a coward, and
I know it's crazy. I'm starting to believe as well. But please, but they weren't trying to fake it. That was really interesting because Buster was just in a position to just run into B. I feel like I haven't really seen a round exactly like that one, where it looks like they're just like, we're going to walk into the A side. Actually, hang on, we won't. Yeah. And everyone's rotated because they're completely convinced, and they've actually beaten them on the timing. Most teams are too slow on those timings.
But can Liquid learn from this scenario? Is there even time? AVANGAR, many teams would have just committed in that situation, but they were like, no, we don't have much going on elsewhere, but let's go and find out. Let's go and find out. Presence of mind from James as well, but Liquid thought this is very telegraphed. They are committing to this. This is definitely happening. Nobody in B. Put all the forces towards A, and it didn't come. Something for Liquid to twig. They need to give this opponent more respect, and they have to do it now. Otherwise, they may lose.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of these rounds just are simply unpredictable. But, well, Liquid will run up middle and see what engagements they can find. They only have a single P250 and 4 stock USPs. So Why not go for the quick mid-rounds? And indeed, a 4-man peak, all claim themselves a frag and a gun. Now the question is what to do about it. They've got the A site and the B site, but the bomb's in T-spawn. This is very awkward, James, and very strange. They will die. Of course, they don't have anything to really fight with. You can see Kiko has no idea where to even look. And it's weirdly a 2 versus 2, and the bomb's going alone to the A site, where there's JDM with the AK and a flash, but he's not looking the right way. This is, I think, impossible for anybody to read right now.
Oh, that's such unlucky timing for him. He had the right read, but his teammate going down convinced him otherwise, and it was going to take him a while to realize that there's no beep beep. There's no beep beep, JDM. There's no beep beep.
Oh my goodness. I think this round is going to break a lot of people's brains. I think someone's going to have to press the reset button for Yanko and Jason in the green room.
How do you make mid-round calls as Team Liquid?
No, exactly. Because what the hell's going on, James?
That's my line.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
What's your line? Happy to be here.
That came from the heart, man. That came from the heart. Okay. Just had to get that out there.
6-4. Many clammy Liquid hands at home. Clammy hands.
So I just had Liquid talking about some of the double flashes that have been used in middle.
Double flash.
And that's and also some of the smokes as well. So they may well go for a mid pressure here. We'll have to see. And I think that talk was to prepare them for what's to come. It looks like they may be going for it. No, okay, maybe not. At least they are aware of it. And very safe setup to begin with, not really challenging for anything. And all going for the boost potentially. They're double nade again. They are trying to just absolutely wreck James if he peeks to the orb, as you said, James, previously. And look, I mean, honestly, that's pretty high value. They get a huge chunk of damage onto Kika, just as they did to James previously when they tried it. So, I mean, that's a good start, a good way to start a round. But they have no map control, really, apart from Connector, which is important. But they have no eyes. They have no one really on shorts, because both Nitro and Zeus are playing on the site on B at the moment. And everything's smoked off, so no vision on short at all.
It's almost like a cobblestone match at the moment for the CT side. Very much lacking in information. And it feels very risky for them to go for some. 3 people in the A site now for the CT side.
Oh no.
Maybe it's a gamble.
That was very close. That Molotov might do it. Forces Twist out of position if they now trigger the attack. Twist is going to be in a very hard spot to deal with. Ooh, can't get any value from it though. The kill's coming in. Buster, Demasic, in for the entries, in for the A site. And now it's Liquid on the rotation. 3v3 after plot. Buster loses the 1 versus 1 there. And that could make the difference now as the push comes in to try to deny these players from post-plant position. And they will indeed deny just that. And it will be an easy defuse. Not enough time for a AVANGAR to get a setup going. And Liquid understood exactly the situation.
More rounds to fight for. Liquid could even go for a 9-6, but I don't know how likely it is because, again, there was as far as information goes, not many peaks, quite a few troughs. See how it continues. AVANGAR, a dangerous and unpredictable opponent for Liquid. Very scary stuff. You gotta love though how the teams towards the east are really putting some names on the map. Different levels of skill, but the experience is invaluable for all of them. And many of them are having very surprising runs so far. How far can AVANGAR go?
Do you think that if you ask Liquid about this game, they would say, this is the weirdest game we've ever had to play? Because it does look like it's a very easy spot for them to almost second guess themselves or read into stuff too much. I think, okay, so JDM just got the pick from the bottom of the stairs of the connector through the sort of the edge of the wall there at the top of shorts, or the bottom of short, or top mid, let's say. So that's the 5v4 early for Liquid. And AVANGAR, they have no map control at all, but Liquid aren't pressing for map control at all either, so it's not the worst thing in the world. They won't get any warning, or at least that much warning, for this B play that is now imminent from AVANGAR. Yeah,
Liquid don't really have eyes on mid. Yes, JDM just got a pick there, but they're not very invested in the middle area, and that can be fine. We sometimes see that from Virtus Pro, for example.
Did he miss it? I think he missed the cross.
Coming in, but is it too late? Zeus by the chair position will get taken out. Nitro will trade. Molotov to try and slow these players down. Has he done enough damage for Quickhead to burn? It doesn't seem like he has. James keeping the high ground, jumping into the low ground now, using a numbers game. 3 versus 2. Bomb down. JDM and Twist on a late rotation. Again, lack of info. Not really sure what's going on. But now they know. Now the beeps have begun in the market area. Communicating together. Rest of the team quiet. One person asking for a nade. There is a grenade deployed, doing some damage to James. Demasic is in on 22 HP. How do they not get traded? Don't know where that frag came from. Twister trade though, but has he got enough time? Looks like he's going to save the AWP, so more troubles for Team Liquid on Mirage.
Again, just a situation that's really interesting. It seems like Liquid are sort of a little bit... like they want to play it passively. They don't want to take the risks in the middle at the moment, which is very, very interesting. I think they've come across a lot of scenarios with weird timings and so on, and just want to try to play it safe. See what happens when they sort of force AVANGAR to just run a set piece onto a bomb site and rely on just good team setups on that site in lieu of any information or map control. And I don't think that's a bad approach, but it's definitely one that can have its own risks as well. So AVANGAR running their own game, seemingly very confident, and Liquid might be in a position where they are finding AVANGAR a little bit hard to read.
James in position, proving himself to be a scary AWPer. That's a nice position to have early, but AVANGAR have got an even better one. Nitro! Oh my god, he can't have been expecting that kind of pace. A smoke on the boundary again. What can Zeus do with this? Not much. Shot straight in the jaw. Headshots galore from AVANGAR. At least doing the best he can with the UMP. That is huge. Can he get around the corner though? He needs to reload. He can't pick up a weapon. That leaves JDM alone versus 3. He's on A, looking towards short. Spotted one player, but the bomb can get planted in B now. Jamin connector. Not sure if he's been spotted. Maybe now. But JDM, they can't give up any more rounds. He's got to go for it.
I love that choice of round from AVANGAR. So fast, that pace completely caught Liquid off guard. Now JDM in the awkward spot, and he is running, and Buster hears it. An easy kill for him. Oh man, AVANGAR, they just noticed immediately, like, well, Liquid, they're just giving up the entire map. If we just rush in mid, we'll just get insanely sick timing, and there's nothing that they can do. And that's exactly what happened. That is a beautiful adjustment. That's good that they're paying attention to what their opponent is doing and adapting as and when necessary. And now Liquid are in a position where they may be on the receiving end of a 5-10 scoreline. AVANGAR being the 10, of course, as Liquid are now broke, just dead broke. It's like the last game, James. AVANGAR put their like, you know, Renegades were in the same position at the end of the match. They're in a spot where towards the end of the half here, Liquid are thinking, well, do we force buy? We have really terrible money. Do we have just a kind of awful buy in the next round and just give up this round? That's their dilemma right now. That's a sucky dilemma to be in. And
this is the problem with unfamiliarity. You can't really counter the unknown. But AVANGAR seem to have good reads on Team Liquid. What a fast play from them. Breaking Liquid. It's quiet now in the Liquid camp. And there is a stack of the B-bomb site. ELEAGUE will try to buy time with this smoke. We'll see what the AVANGAR approach is. Very close indeed. ELEAGUE has no idea. ELEAGUE's Batman versus 5 Jokers.
Oh god, it's happened. They are unleashed, a torrent of players. The floodgates are open, and out comes the entire AVANGAR lineup with the AK-47s sprinting forwards. And there's not much that Liquid can do. They gambled on B, as you said, and it just didn't pay off. That's unfortunate. You have to take the gambles, and sometimes that's just how it goes. But, of course, they never really expected to necessarily win this round. They went for the full save so that they could expect to win the following round and go for a 9-6 or rather a 6-9 scoreline. That is what Liquid are playing for. And I think what makes the most sense right now is for Liquid to play aggressively and to play for more map control, because they've been allowing AVANGAR to do whatever they want. And, ooh, okay, getting some kills in. Maybe they can steal some guns away. Very interesting. But yes, they've been allowing AVANGAR to do whatever they want on the map, and that just hasn't really been working out for them. So now it's time to switch up the gears, take more control of the map, try to get some early fragging opportunities, and just use the information you get.
In the one round that remains in this half. AVANGAR looking very dangerous. Looks like it will be AWP nakedness for JDM. And I think he said he'll be playing the B-bomb site. I'm sure he'll try to get into apartments and hold an angle if he can. And that may free up more players to take care of other parts of the map. ELEAGUE and Nitro in the middle position, and again lots of aggression from AVANGAR very quickly into this next position, taking gambles through the smoke and then paying off. That's so unfortunate for ELEAGUE. James now rotating the bomb, that's enough for them to make a play. Dimasic on the ramp position. There are smokes all over the place, a flying Kika taken out by Zeus. Holding map control now, maybe Liquid can stabilize.
Yeah, this is quite cool. Even though they're 3v4, they have cause rotations, and there's openings. Dimasic gets himself a capitalization of that one, and that's Nitro dead. One of the best players for Liquid in this tournament so far. Now down to Twist and Zeus and JDM as they make their way in. The presence from CT awaiting the plants. JDM holding position at short with the AWP. It's a great position to be in for JDM, and there's no one in middle to really stop him. He doesn't necessarily know this at the moment, but maybe he soon will. AVANGAR waiting for a response, find JDM in the worst way possible, and that's by the notion of one of their teammates going down. JDM does some excellent work, forcing out a 1 versus 2, but it's James. What can... Oh, almost for James, but Twist will deny him. That is so crucial for Liquid. They will be so relieved to get the 6th round they were playing for. Now they have a fighting chance into that second half.
Yes, Mr. Kapadia, it looks like they were getting smashed, Liquid. And maybe they were. The nature in which the rounds they lost were brutal. However, they have 6 rounds on the board, and that is more than enough for a fighting chance in the second half. Are they up for the challenge, though? How active will the CT side from AVANGAR be once the buy rounds come in? But before the buy rounds, we are at that dangerous 9-6 scoreline, which can quickly turn to 9-9. Quickly turn to 12-6. If it is the latter, then Liquid fans may have tears in their eyes.
AVANGAR, they are ahead going into the second half. Into the CT side, we've seen James having a great day with the AWP. If they get the money by winning this start, or rather winning this pistol round to get a good start, that is such a scary notion for Liquid to be faced with. And Liquid, they're choosing the play into way. This round is so very critical.
Liquid fighting for survival. Loser gets sent home in a chariot. Nobody wants that chariot. Trades in the A site. They're searching for more players now. Will they go for a CT push? Let's see what they choose to do. There are 2 CTs in CT, and Zeus has spotted one of them. And now there are 3. He doesn't get the kill. The bomb is planted, but what is the post-plant situation for Liquid? 3 on 3 now. Twist gets his head taken off. Buster is coming in from the Palace position as ELEAGUE looks towards the ramp. And there are 2 players in CT for the CT, so this is not ideal for Liquid. I don't know if that range is enough for Nitro to get a 1-shot on the play coming from Palace. There is a smoke down towards the CT area. There goes ELEAGUE, there goes Nitro. AVANGAR making it look easy.
That was massive, that pistol round. Again, displaying some patience here, making it really hard for Liquid. But again, just as I said in the first half, Liquid, or the T side, they got the bomb down. And that's going to be the saving grace here. They can keep the pressure on very, very soon to try to prevent AVANGAR from getting to a position where they can get a snowball going on the money and getting the AWP plays, getting the aggression in there, really using and abusing the buffer of rounds that they have to play with, and using that to take risks that would otherwise not be so safe if they didn't have the lead to play with. So full save from Liquid, not even a single P250 bought, James. That is actually amazing. Liquid aren't here to have fun, they're here to win. And AVANGAR, they can make some money this round. Put the SMGs out.
The kitchen roll being inspected in the kitchen. Kika making a push. Even on a round like this, Kikut's made a push through B apartments. They want that early info so they can really play the numbers game versus Liquid.
Don't be greedy.
Look at the aggression from Connector. They are not giving up anything. I love the confidence. A team like this, playing at a level like this for perhaps the first time, you might expect some timidness. But in fact, we've seen that from Liquid on their CT side. But AVANGAR are all over this. They are all over this. They're enjoying this.
And now this is one of the most important rounds. I mean, there's many important rounds, but this is very critical because obviously we've got the full buy essentially from AVANGAR. We've got the AWP out onto James. They've left some money in the tank because they're sort of trying to play economically. They're leaving the SMGs out there, but there's a big disadvantage obviously to play with SMGs against the AKs. So they have to get aggressive or create like funky setups or rely on James, enable James to try to get rid of some of these AK-47s that are on the map here from Liquid. So Liquid obviously they don't want to allow AVANGAR to win this round because if they do, their money will skyrocket very quickly. They don't have rounds to play with. JDM and a teammate here. I think it's Zeus in for a B split amongst the smoke. Very nice play. They found an empty bomb site. This is massive.
What can Buster do though? He's raised too long for his teammates, but the rotation is long and ELEAGUE checks the flank. Buster trying to come in from the back, but absolutely denied. And is it going to be a save from AVANGAR? I don't know. It seems that it might be. Demasik continues to move forward though, but he doesn't have all the equipment in the world to lose, and he can be an early warning system if he stays in that position, and maybe he doesn't really have a choice. So Liquid are on the board, but such a fast decision from AVANGAR as well. Like, nope, let's just save this. This is a very volatile situation for us to try and do something about. So we'll just play the long game. We've got a 5-round lead. They can have this round. We have 4 people alive. It's all good in the hood.
What I think is really interesting here from AVANGAR, from a decision-making standpoint, is they sort of decided to stack towards the A side of the map, obviously leaving B completely open. And obviously, you know, one of the expected ways to use the SMGs is to get aggressive, and I think they did that not to play into the expectation, and instead to just try to gamble a little bit with it. And that's actually very cool, and it's something that you don't often see. It's either that or a complete misread. And I'm sort of, I want to believe that it wasn't a misread. I want to believe that it was a choice they made. And they've been doing a lot of stuff that is a little bit different to what you would expect. And again, the Kazakhstani sensation looking here to eliminate Team Liquid, one of the best teams out of North America, albeit with the stand-in, their coach, Zeus playing, but still a devastatingly strong team. AVANGAR, no one knows who they even are, but here, look at them now, trying to qualify for the Legends stage.
JDM moving very quickly up short indeed, taking some damage though, and maybe that smoke grenade from the CTs will save him for the time being. Jumping up, falling off, jumping up again. Will he make a play in? Buster playing close to the smoke, he knows what's possible. A re-smoke from JDM, but if he jumps in, the sound cue will be there. 4 Liquid players in the middle area for the time being. AVANGAR are putting most of their people investment around the A site, and Kikut starting going for a push on A ramp. He doesn't see anything there. He's trying to find out what they're up to, but he's too early. What do they make of this, AVANGAR?
And it's so cool. They've put so much trust in James just to hold the B bomb site with Yor by himself. This is very curious.
And James only looking at short. Okay, he's going back and forth now, but he was just holding an angle on short. Not too concerned. Maybe expecting grenades first if they go apartments.
Liquid really trying to get everybody into position. They want that lurker in the BS. Oh, Nitro absolutely smashing Kikut and Demasik. That's an incredible way to enter onto a bomb site. And there are 3 players still ready to respond fairly quickly, but the flank from Twist could be the deal sealer as he is coming in very quickly now from towards the vent position. They'll surely not expect this, but still frags coming in from AVANGAR. Christian getting one onto Nitro, but there it is. The flank from Twist does the damage, and it's over in this round at the very least from AVANGAR. And again, amazing presence of mind for Liquid to set up that flank well in advance from Team Liquid. And AVANGAR being punished perhaps for maybe being a little bit too passive, although this push was very good and they were unfortunate not to get the trade.
I think the plan was probably, well, maybe the short play, the short plant, but I don't know if they had the utility to get the smokes done for that. But Twist gets a 2-man spray down in the corner of the screen there. massive play from Team Liquid. And that reduces the deficit to 3 pistols for AVANGAR. Liquid don't want to take too many risks through this match versus a force buy, but they're going to charge out from upper and lower, so that's the best way to do it. 3 kills for them very quickly. They make the call that somebody's in jungle. The round may be theirs already. Default plant is made. Maybe going to go for the inverse plant. They're right currently already by the jungle position, but doesn't really matter. Nitpicking. They all survive. The gap is closed to 2.
Very tense stuff. And AVANGAR, I mean, they've looked so good, generally speaking, but obviously now we're into the second half. Now Liquid have started to find some success, and they are building bank at this point. Assurance and confidence. AVANGAR could be in trouble. So far, we haven't seen them with this kind of a full buy, so you might expect to start seeing some more normal rounds from them, not stacking 4 towards A. In fact, actually, as I say that, 3 towards the B-bomb side here, and Nade's there to try to deter any potential pushes from the Team Liquid side. JDM, as you have noted previously, James, really likes these openings. I wonder how much research AVANGAR have had to get on Liquid. I'm not sure if they've had that much, well, they haven't had any time to really prepare for them. And they're going for the full push into B. No split, all from apartments, the full committed play. How will AVANGAR react? This could be very brutal.
The flashes have got to be on point. Their own Molotov will delay the entry. Zeus does a great 180 there. Find a second player. What a massive headshot from Zeus. The entry play is supposed to die and give information to his team, and he's got a 2K, but Demasik is lurking. People reloading. Zeus can't get the third one. He raises the alarm to his teammates, but there are other CTs to find. Demasik doing big damage, almost a third. Nitro finally trades. Krisen and James are on the opposite side. Maybe not expecting that kind of play from Demasik, and that is reasonable. It was a 5 versus 3. They took evasive action, and that is fair enough. But Zeus, what a player, what a man, what a bro.
Yes, that was an insane entry, just immediately executing the 2 B defenders. And it was quite interesting because you could see that the B defenders were very out of position for that push, and you know, it largely just comes down to some of the setups we're seeing from AVANGAR. They are taking some gambles, honestly, here and there. So the question is, you know, how far does this go before AVANGAR start getting some momentum or rounds on the board, or some better reads, some better setups against what Liquid are doing? Because what we saw AVANGAR doing to Liquid on their T side, I think, which was largely constituting just confusing Liquid with their unorthodox plays and hard to read plays. Now Liquid are actually doing that to AVANGAR. They're managing to find strategies and approaches to rounds, which AVANGAR just simply caught out a position for each time.
Tactical timeout from AVANGAR. They haven't completed their buy just yet. They've got things to work with, but what will they add? That's the question. We will find out in the coming seconds. Versus a fully equipped Liquid with momentum on their side, looking comfortable. Man like Zeus charging into sights with the 2K, nothing but headshots. Maybe it's time for Liquid to tie the score. AVANGAR heading towards maximum loss bonus, so they won't over-invest in this round. They'll play with what they have. So worst case scenario, they can fight together as a team. Liquid charging in, and the flashbang a little late, but nobody said just yet. Demasik still alive, still dangerous with the CZ. It's a double stack in the shadow position, and it's doing damage, 3 on 3. Buster buying time. Buster again with a deagle. 2 players charging through the smoke. That's a massive headshot. Kika, he's not even alone. Jame with the AK. This is massive. JDM has no idea where the second player is. Spots the grenade coming from triple position. Kika cannot be taken down. That is a round they had no business winning, but here we are, 12-10 AVANGAR.
Wow, just shock and all out of nowhere. No one expected them to take that one. Not Liquid, no one, maybe not even themselves, but they managed to do it with that double stack in shadow, as you said. Now things get really interesting. They have opted to go for double orb. This could be really cool because we might just see a complete switch up in their approach to the CT side with this double orb. Again, you're saying about how some of their setups have just been a bit gambly and they've not been able to get the right reads, but again, double orb could change everything. JDM, instead of going for that B apps pick, goes for the pick up A pit. Doesn't get anything except a lot of damage, and that's very sad for him.
This is getting puggy now. Liquid have gone for a number of fast plays, surprise attacks basically, on the A site, and they were stopped short on a round where AVANGAR were ill-equipped. JDM making a spawn-based play, doesn't work out for him. Chooses to take damage through the Molotov, rather than risk standing there throwing a smoke to avoid it. Good decision if you ask me. But here we are. Will AVANGAR seek information? Buster is holding a line through B, and there's no presence there from Liquid, which means that, as per usual, the A site is bolstered for AVANGAR. Basically, 3 people in A, and Kikert keeping an eye on any would-be jumpers into CPL.
Oh, I love this. Just at the end of the smoke, decides to go into the deep corner. I thought the smoke was ending, but eventually it will. Kikert's there. They may not expect him to come in for the backstab. Could find a very devastating timing there. He does. He finds the kill onto Twist, and he's still in action, but is pursued through jungle by ELEAGUE. Now this gets very awkward here for AVANGAR. 2 AWPs versus 3 AKs for the retake. ELEAGUE able to use grenades here to... Oh, Buster! That is disgusting there. Taking down ELEAGUE, but is it all for naught? Because James, he can't really do anything from the pit position. He's been discovered, knocked down to 22 HP. He has no business going for this, and he knows it. Falling all the way back to hold on to the AWP. But what has this done to the money? Because, of course, AVANGAR just won their first round in a while, and now they're reset on the loss bonus, and they didn't have a chance to build up any bank. It's only James with anything, and Kiko can buy for himself. James could drop, but that's still only, 3 guns. So an interesting predicament for them. Do they try to buy around the AWP, or do they just go for a full save? I think there's a pretty good argument for going for the full save here and just trying to get as much as they can out of the AWP.
That round could have ended so many ways. You see on the radar, 1 CT Palace, 1 CT ramp as the bomb gets planted on A. Don't see that every day. Liquid 11, AVANGAR 12, and AVANGAR have bought around what they have, but there is a very late tactical timeout from Team Liquid, maybe discussing what is likely maybe some extra time to look at the scoreboard. Scoreboard mouse over tells you how many people survive each round, so you can try to keep an eye on your opponent's economy with that. What do we expect from our opponent? What should we do? How should we begin this round? Let's make sure we all know what we're doing. Stay coordinated. Stay aiming towards a common goal.
And the guys on the desk said that it couldn't be all James. And right now it's not much of James here, at least on the scoreboard and the damage. It's actually Buster who was the player that they called to step up. The riflers, they are stepping up generally for AVANGAR. And they are buying around it all, aren't they? It's crazy. But maybe crazy is just what AVANGAR need. 4 men stacking towards A, giving Kikert the sole responsibility with an M4 over the B apartments, and Twist's going for an aggressive play. Will this pull rotation? It does actually, and forces a push it down the A pit. And Liquid are holding still. This kid can gather so much information. Chris spots 2. Now knows to fall back and call the info for his team. This is very confusing now. They have no idea what the player in B apartments, what that really meant.
A minute 20 on the clock. No need for Liquid to panic just yet. They've got most of their utility at this point. So let's see what they can do with it. Zeus joining his 2 teammates towards top mid. So perhaps it will be a B split as the bomb is in apartments. They have plenty of smokes. They can drop 1 connector if they want to. But the clock is starting to tick down. And you see James got the gap. He can see players move past, case in point. They won't necessarily see him. JDM, if he creeps into this, it will be hard for James to get the kill. You've really got to line it up. Takes a while. He does land the shot first, but unfortunately he is not rewarded with the kill.
Yeah, such is the nature of that peak, and it's very punishing if it goes the way that it did for James. And that's the bomb site, and that's the round, and they just have to save what they have, losing the most valuable gun. It's very sad and disappointing for AVANGAR, but very happy times here for Liquid, finally evening up the score, and they've really had not the best time of it. Of course, we did see AVANGAR win a pistol round, Team Liquid win a pistol round, and either team was only able to convert 2, or rather the anti-force buy. So Very even game. And we don't really see anyone in particular absolutely, having like a crazy game here. Buster trying to hold on to his scout. Nice there. Buster actually showing himself, fancying himself as quite the sniper, seeing some great shots from him with that, as well as being a great rifler as well. And they are hunting them down at the moment. Can they keep these players alive? Looks like they should be okay. It's close. Oh, no, maybe not. That is brutal, losing the M4 right at the end. You hate to see that if you're a Vanguard.
There's JDM's perspective. James chose his angle. JDM chose a few extra pixels in the gap, and that allowed him to get the clean shot. And that leaves us at 12 rounds apiece. Pistols for a Vanguard. And now maybe it's their turn to get worried as their lead, their momentum is slipping away. The T side is where they were dominant. Now Liquid are taking their turn to impose their will. 6th round from 7 for Liquid. That is the story of late. And it's getting late in this game. The winner proceeds. The loser goes home.
And the fact that it could be, could be one of North America's greatest brands and teams, or a team that no one's heard from, that's from Kazakhstan. That is an incredible storyline, and it wouldn't be the first time that an unknown Kazakhstani team has surprised everyone. Obviously, there's a lot to live up to really follow the K23 storyline back from, what was it, like 2004 or 5 from K23 from a WCG, but still, in this competitive climate, they've done very well. But can they close? We see the set smokes here from Team Liquid as they go into the A site, but there's 4 players here. We've seen this before, James.
Molotov towards the sandwich position, but they are quite telegraphing, or are they? Twist is still looking towards the B bomb site, but that would be quite a gauntlet run. So this is a very late information play, and they've got the information, and now they've got to run for their lives. ELEAGUE has the apps basically secure, but they're going back towards the A site now. There are 20 seconds left, and there are still 2 more CTs. They've got to get the entries. ELEAGUE has to help them out. James can play the time. If no one checks Palace, he seems to have an idea, and they will win by elimination. That was a scary one. That was a scary one. I'm sure some people at home had to look at the floor and just listen to that situation. 13-12 Liquid.
I have to say that I think JDM's been doing really, really well in the games today. And I think as far as the whole challenger stage goes, I think there's some slow starts here or there, and it wasn't anything that special. But right now I feel like, okay, JDM is JDM mode right now, performing under pressure. And it's down to 5 rifles. AVANGAR have had so many different setups as far as the weapons and utility goes. Honestly, it's been a bit crazy.
This situation demands aggression from AVANGAR. The lack of bits and bobs. But maybe they will rely on the few smokes they have to put Liquid in an uncomfortable situation. If Liquid continue to play the slow game, and the Vanguard can hold on to their smokes, then Liquid may seal their own fate. There is the first one. There was a call. I believe that was a close smoke, or from the get right position. But there's not much they can do about that, really. Maybe they can get a read as to what the setup is from the rest of the team, and it seems it will be the B split, the double smokes, stop a peek from the connector position, but no one is in position. Nitro picked off first, Kika with the first pick, and now he's got support. There are 2 more plays for the CT side. Buster doing more damage, but he gets taken down, and now Kristen is still on the side. James is in T-spawn. Dima has to do everything.
It's really rough. I think he's just going to try to wait for his teammate here so that he can cause distraction, and then that will allow James the key timing through the apps to get the drop on the opponent. And they don't have anybody in the apartment, so they actually could work out. If Demasik gets a good timing, him and James together, but no, he goes down straight away. That was the worst possible outcome. You can see James, he doesn't want anything to do with this now. He knows there's no chance, and he just has to simply fall back. And Liquid now 14. Oh, hello. Zeus just saying, nope, close the doors, no escape for you. And now it's time to see whether Liquid can really capitalize on this momentum. One thing I've really enjoyed from Liquid, is the composure, how disciplined they've been in their T side. They have not wavered. That is just a complete showing of the level of experience that they have gathered over the years of their play. And that is something that they have, as far as advantage is concerned, over AVANGAR.
Pistols and grenades for AVANGAR. They've left some money in the bank. Again, their loss bonus is rising. But so is the water. And there may be no escape. 3 people around A. Liquid identifying where these players are. A call that Chrisen had his bell rung around the jungle position. And ELEAGUE will seek, maybe ELEAGUE will find, but there is a potential crossfire here for the CTs. He could get traded. And that would be an AK taken away. Kika pushing through apartments at the moment. Up close, a nice crouch by Twist. Nitro, though, he's got to get this bomb back, and he will.
Oh, wow. Actually, 4v3 now for AVANGAR. They picked up some guns. And is there a chance here? I mean, there is one player left. It's Buster with the CZ. He's got smoke as well. And we know the CZ can be devastating. They're actually going to back away from the B-Apps. They do have a lot of time, 50 seconds. And this is, again, a very strange double back from Liquid. I think it's very sensible.
They've got problems, though. Zeus was making a play towards A. Jane pushed through Palace, and they spotted each other. And that was the play revealed. That's enough information for AVANGAR. So Liquid have abandoned that. And now they're going towards mid with 35 seconds. And there are rotations all over the place from the CT side. So both teams have no idea what to do.
This has become, again, very weird. So many weird rounds between these two teams. But Liquid have a free passage into the B-bomb site, and thank God for their sake. As you say, there's no time for any mistakes.
Oh, that's crazy.
And they are so fortunate that this has worked out in this way. Can they hold it together? Maybe not. Buster with the CZ. The dive through the window. Buster again with the CZ. Nitro can't draw his gun. Busy planting the bomb. What the hell's gone on there? AVANGAR with a surprise victory, and they have 2 AKs and an AWP. I have no idea what the hell that round was about, but AVANGAR somehow did, and they got the W.
That was ridiculous. Jane pushes Palace again, sees nothing, isn't sure what's going on ramp, but his team is still rotating from B towards A, and somehow get back to B before the bomb is even planted. However, Liquid have the money to buy. They've got a lot of money, actually. They have got a lot of money. But finally, AVANGAR have a good buy. They've got 2 AKs on their side as well, so it's all to play for. But it's AVANGAR who have more of the pressure. Because if they lose this, they probably lose the whole game unless they have the pistol round of their lives, whereas Liquid can buy regardless. Liquid focused on one site again. It's going to be a surprise attack, and this time AVANGAR don't have 4 people in the A-bomb site. The Molotovs are all over the place, scorched earth, as they continue to charge. CT's been left open, and there might be a take from the Team Liquid there, but they're not really moving too far into the A site just yet. Planting while CT's open, but no one's peeking now.
And I love how they kept a man in the B side just to check in case that flank did come in. There is one being set up by ELEAGUE. She's going to come into for the late lurk in middle. And AVANGAR going for the full retake. They have all the incendiaries. Nitro, absolutely key. If a pop flash comes in, he could do immense damage. Is the peak timing good? No. Nitro only gets one. It might be enough though. Absolutely denied towards the stairs. So the flank comes in. Absolute madness. Everyone dying. How on earth does Buster win that? Zeus going down right at the end. And there's plenty of time for a comfortable defuse. AVANGAR keep themselves in this. They prevent the reset, which would have sealed their fate surely. And this is still on, James.
Buster is a god. Look at this spin around. Quickly moves behind the wall, comes back out. Saves in the red. He's got 13 HP. The pressure is surely too much.
He made that look so calm. I'll kill this guy, duck behind here, and I'm just getting shot in the back. It's fine. Duck behind here, re-peek, get the kill, win the rounds. Unbelievable. I think all 10 players, well, 9 players died within like 5 seconds or less in that situation. Absolutely unbelievable. And very cool to see AVANGAR say, you know what, you guys can take the A site. We have incendiaries and flashbangs. We're just going to play the retake. And Liquid had the flank set up. The flank was in action. It was working. Absolute madness, bedlam. And still have no idea which way this one's going to go.
Again, Liquid still have plenty of money. They've got another buy. And even if they lose this one, they've probably got one more. Nitro sitting on 6k post-buy, but they won't want any more buys. They want this to be the round that sends them to match point. Otherwise, it'll be a horrible way to lose. AVANGAR on the cusp of something fantastic. The team from out of nowhere. Still in this game. Buster has had great performances for much of this week. And again, AVANGAR go back to their tried and tested aggression and numbers game around the A site. Chrisen on A ramp, playing around the smoke. Can they get the info fast enough though? Because Liquid have a game to play on B.
Indeed, putting all the eggs in one basket perhaps, although they are sending a couple of players down through underpass. So perhaps a bit of a fake, trying to catch rotation, then maybe capitalize upon it with the players boosting in middle. Very smart stuff here from Liquid. ELEAGUE though, spotted in the window, falls back out of it. Do they re-execute into the B bomb site? Absolute madness and mind games going on between these two teams. And Liquid will give up the ghost entirely, or will they? Leaving the bomb still in the B outs as 3 players rotate back out into mid. This is hard to read. And look at how AVANGAR are just playing towards A now. Ooh. And they're just holding positions. This is incredible.
Liquid have got 40 seconds. They've got no smokes to cut off this connector position, but no one is quite peeking it just yet. It's all about Buster in the ladder room, but if he can delay, if he can get 1 kill and just people are going to look the other way. What a massive frag from ELEAGUE. They've got to get around the corner. JDM gets picked off. Nitro and ELEAGUE kind of stuck in the ladder room. Nitro making his way into the B bomb site now, and so is Jame. Angles, twists, ELEAGUE both dead. Jame continues pushing forward. The bomb is down. Planted for short. 2 versus 4. Nitro and co running out of numbers. It's all down to Zeus now. 1 versus 3. He's picked off 1 player. The coach for the team has to try and clutch it, but there's a play coming in from short. Chrisen gets match point for AVANGAR. The plant is down again. Liquid can buy, but it's not the situation they wanted.
Jame, what a player. Absolute calm. So many players darting all over the place. Look how solid he is. 3 kills back to back to back. Repositioning. Just understanding exactly what's going on at all times and holding his nerve. That's an incredible series of shots from him. And that has brought AVANGAR into a position where they could topple Team Liquid and send them packing. And they themselves going onto the Legends stage. Unbelievable stuff. And still rounds to be played, and maybe overtimes to be played, because just as you said, James, we have money here for Liquid. They have a full buy. But what the hell do they do? What is the choice? It better be a good one, because if they mess it up, that's it.
AVANGAR are just ready. I thought they were in so much trouble. They had 2 people very close to A ramp. Rotation would be super far away, but they had the grenades, they had the smoke, deep apartments to stop a push. It would be suicidal for Liquid to make their way through that, and even if they wanted to, there was a Molotov in front of the smoke. So it works out for AVANGAR. But what a play from Jame. What a play from Jame.
Unbelievable. He had to hit every shot. He absolutely had to hit every shot there. If he misses one of those shots, he can't get into position. Liquid have enough time to get position, and it's how do you push through the choke points? He had to forge an opening, and my God, did he do ever that?
He's 19 years old.
Well,
he's barely legal there.
I hope we see a lot more of Jame, and maybe we will. Time will tell. One way or another, this guy's going to be running Counter-Strike for quite some time, I'm sure. So much talent on this team. AVANGAR looking to seal the deal. Going for a mid-push. We haven't seen much aggression like this from them at all in regulation. And JDM going for the pick-up pit. It looks like Liquid, they want to put all the marbles on this A play. It better work out.
But look at the instant rotation. AVANGAR have read so much information so fast. Kikert top mid. Jame smoked Palace and then rotated towards CT. He bought his team time for them to get into position to annihilate Liquid. ELEAGUE looking for it, and his eyes have been taken away. They've been closed by force. There's a minute 10. Liquid know that their plan has been exposed. They're on the front page of the National Enquirer, and they can't do anything about it. There's nothing they can do. They have to go into the stack.
Oh my God, and they know it is playing in the back of their head. They know AVANGAR know everything about this. They have to hit the shots. They have to be incredible in this situation. The heroics need to be there as the grenades start to sell in. No smoke for CT. Very late. James doesn't get a shot off. Oh, Twist. That's a big frag. Straight through the smoke. He finds it. Trey comes in. Kika over the top of that one on the stairs. And now it's 3 players for Liquid against the 4 of AVANGAR as they look for the retake as the smokes dissipate.
So desperate. Nitro making all the plays he can. Nitro doing what he does. He's been spectacular all tournament and he continues picking up the AWP. He has a superior angle now. He can communicate to his teammates where they can peek, where they're safe from. Looking for more. He's got the tiny gap. Delivers a kill onto Buster. Just down to Kika. 1 versus 2. Touching the bomb, trying to draw out the players, but he can't do it. We're going to overtime. This is absurd. One of these teams is going out on a stretcher. It's the only way someone's going home.
Ooh, gonna take a breather after that. I don't believe it. Just the fact that Liquid have the most telegraphed A take. They lose a player before they can even initiate.
Man. That was pigeon mail.
I mean,
and a pigeon died on the way.
And you have Elise dying in the back, and then they, at that point, they know they have to walk in to an A site that's going to have everyone there. That's at that point with a man down. They have to run the execution and somehow still win the round. Unbelievable, really. What on earth is going on in this game? AVANGAR and Team Liquid, they reset the situation. Who the hell has an advantage at this point? I have no idea. I don't think either of these teams can really read each other in a lot of these situations. I think we've had so many weird, just utterly peculiar and ludicrous rounds, more so than is average. And it's making for one hell of a game.
Just when you thought it was time to turn the lights off, it's time for more CSGO. 15 apiece. Both teams want this badly, but who is hungrier? AVANGAR. Now is the test. Such a young team. Now is the test. Mental fortitude. Can they keep making the right reads? Can they get what they feel like they will deserve? A bigger approach, a more focused approach towards B at the beginning of this round. Nitro, the sentry of Team Liquid, has been sent in. Not willing to go through the Molotov, but he will make a play through the smoke and clean out the A site if he can. Playing it safe though, forcing James back. With James alive is always a problem.
Yeah, Nitro knows not to overextend, didn't have the timing right there, and realised it. Oh, flash comes in, just barely able to get behind cover. James has Nitro to deal with. The Incendiary goes across. James now alone against 4, picks up the kill against Nitro. It has to be the ace to win this one. Players everywhere. How on earth does he do this? I think he's just going to try to play this safe. It looks, well, they're going to be hunting him, so there is perhaps no playing it safe. Comes the first one, and Zeus just hitting a blind spot there. It happens. Liquid, very fast round. Nitro, oh my god, someone hit the NOS button on him, just running all the way through connector straight into CT. That was a beautiful exploitation of the hole that was clearly there in the defense. AVANGAR caught off guard for a change, and that's a good start for the North Americans and Brazilian.
Nitro's a beast.
He is a beast.
I bought a Nitro sticker today. It cost me 18 Earth pounds. It was expensive. Liquid in the lead. Have they overcome the worst of the hardship? Time will tell. AVANGAR moving to a traditional setup. Zeus making plays. Zeus with the full spray. Zeus maybe overstaying his welcome. Deploying some grenades, getting cheeky, getting... he was going to die on his sword. He was offering the fake. He was supposed to die, but he's still alive. The players towards the B bomb site, but they're not in there. James is there, though, and he is a problem.
And James is not messing around. Does get flashed off the angle, though. Doesn't connect the shot. He is in all kinds of different trouble. This is not a good look for him. Twist. Oh, they line up, but Krisen can't get both. And now the reality for AVANGAR having, unless something crazy happens. I mean, Buster looking to go for this. So let's see if he can do something here. But the problem is if they lose it, they have absolutely no money.
No money
oh
at
my
all.
god. And there's nothing. There's just nothing in the bank for AVANGAR. They have to force buy. There'll be CZs. A hell of a lot of CZs. 1 M4 is all that can be afforded this round for AVANGAR. That is not where you want to be.
AVANGAR don't have much to fight with in this round. This is prison shank territory. Toothbrushes, pots and pans. Been a while since we've seen a round like this from AVANGAR. So many nice plays from them on their CT side. That Molotov did not go where it was intended. Supposed to be towards the connector position, but there's no AWP to ward away. It's just Chrisen with a CZ75. His use is just getting stronger every round.
Yeah, I think it's the fact that he's getting more practice, James, because he hasn't really been a professional player for a while.
His use is a god of war.
He absolutely is.
More Ares than Zeus. James has replaced his teammate's position, however. Nitro might be in for a nasty surprise, but he's coming prepared. He's strapped.
So now Liquid with the bomb start to ferry it through the B apartments ever so slowly. Lots of action towards the A pit position, so they can sort of offer up even more activity there to sort of throw off the AVANGAR side. Only Chrisen there though at the moment, and there's no real reason for them to move around and rotate. Again, they don't have too much to play with in this round. It's looking rather bad. Buster in a 1 versus 4 with a deagle, a smoke. And that's all he has to his name. Not a good position. Nitro jumping around, offering up some sound cues. Again, the bomb actually coming towards A now. I like how Liquid are playing this so safe. Buster with some angles. They needed the instant shot. It was a bit of a prolonged engagement, but there's no one actually to really just go for the instant trade. That's a nice one. Buster, 1 versus 2 with a deagle. We've seen it before. Is he really the guy to do it, though? Ooh, takes a little bit of damage. Doesn't get the headshot. There's one. One more is all he needs, but it's ELEAGUE to shut him down and shut down the hopes in this half, at least, for AVANGAR. 0-3 for them on their CT side in overtime 1.
What a peak from ELEAGUE. I was so afraid, just for everyone. Yeah. For everyone, for Buster, for ELEAGUE, for whoever. Match point for Liquid for a place in the next stage. Following this match, there will be a draw for the Legend stage after a short break, so make sure you stay tuned for that to see the carnage to come in just a few days.
The question is, James, can AVANGAR 3-0 Team Liquid now? That's the real question. And this is amazing because, again, AVANGAR versus Team Liquid. Team Liquid have all the experience. They've been in positions similar to this before. They've dealt with pressure. They've dealt with the odds. They have the reference point of coming back from those odds. AVANGAR, on the other hand, they've never really been in this situation or environment. It's completely new to them. Is that going to play on them, or will it make them grow stronger? That's the question.
Liquid starting with the double AWPs. Jane back to his old tricks. Don't forget what he's capable of. You've seen it before. JDM needs a flash piece to take this angle. Zeus is in position to throw that flash, and there it is. And now JDM's in position. Almost like Cobblestone B Plateau where they trade flashbangs. Going for the wall bang, but he will not be given what he wants. So James being warded off for the time being. Demon's lurking towards A in the meantime. We may see a mid-take from AVANGAR at some point. A minute 15 on the clock.
James really wants this position. Oh, we might get it. The flames obscure his vision, though. He really desperately wants to best JDM in this position. Sees the trajectory thrown from the grenade. That could be a big bait. Got to be careful not to read too much into this. And this could be a problem too. His team cannot wait for him for too long just to make the opening. That is a problem we've seen many teams make, a mistake rather. But his team does have mid-control. So there is that. They have options. They've collected the bomb now as well. But there's 40 seconds and not a man is dead from Liquid.
However, AVANGAR have possession. There's a smoke on default somehow on A. There's a smoke on connector. Smoke on CPL is disappearing in front of our eyes. Does Buster make a play towards ladder room? Does he make a play towards B and onto the play? He looks the wrong way at the wrong time. Does the 180, but it's too late. ELEAGUE takes him down. But what is the read? What is the read for Team Liquid? 4 versus 2 on the A side, though ELEAGUE can get there quickly. Molotov's towards the ramp. They've got to push in now. They've got 12 seconds to clear the side and plant the bomb. Nitro missing the shot, but he will run distraction. And now the frags start to come in. They've got the angles of CT side. Now Nitro delivers. And there is the match. Absolutely ridiculous comeback from Team Liquid. What a war of attrition. AVANGAR come up short, but Liquid make it to the next stage.
Can you believe AVANGAR and what they have accomplished here? Sure, they're going to be going home, and it's absolutely heartbreaking for them and for all of their fans and new fans.